Hussbus bus stop.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Paul here from the Hussey team with this week's.
Hussbus bus stop.
And this week, we're going to talk about gift funds, right? So, when you're purchasing a home, there's some money you're going to need up front, right? No such thing as a free lunch, right? So, there's the minimum down payment required, which is 3.5% for FHA, 5% for conventional, 3% conventional if you're a first-time home buyer. And then, VA, you have your entitlement, USDA, no down payment, depending on certain things. So, then on top of that, there's closing costs, right? So, depending on where the taxes are, what you end up getting your insurance for, title companies, stuff like that. I mean, you could be looking at anywhere from another 10 to, depending on the price of your house and the property taxes, 20 to 25,000 in closing costs, maybe on top of the down payment. So even though you don't need the 20% down, like a lot of people will tell you do, that's a myth. That's not real. You still will need some money up front. So how do you buy a home if you don't have the cash in hand, right? There's a couple different ways. There's down payment assistance programs, there's stuff like that, but there's also, you can receive a gift for these funds, this down payment and your closing cost, right? So let's just take a $300,000 house, for example. Even say 5% of $300,000 is $15,000. Now, depending on what the taxes are, you figure another 20 on top of that. That's 35 grand. You still need out of pocket just to get in the door. So there's different types of gifts you can receive. You can receive a gift from a family member. If it's like an FHA, it has to be an immediate family member. Or which they just fill out some documentation, sign a gift letter with the amount, the date the gift will be given, which is your closing date. And then we always suggest that the gift giver, the donor, give the gift funds directly to the title company as to eliminate the need for additional paperwork. Because if they give it to you, then you have to provide an updated bank statement. And then you also have to give the donor's bank statement. You have to show the transfer. You have to source the funds, things like that. So if they can just get it right to the title company, that's what we always suggest whenever and wherever possible. The other type of gift that I actually have several of these going on right now, as a strange coincidence, is a gift of equity. So if you're purchasing a home, and now conventional and FHA do have slightly different guidelines on this, but the general pieces of it are, if you're purchasing a home from, say, a family member, they can gift you equity they have in the house, right? So if you're buying a house for $300,000 off of a family member, let's say they only owe $100,000 on the mortgage, they then have $200,000 in equity to play with. So go back to before, let's say you're using a conventional loan, putting 5% down, that's $15,000. Say your closing costs are $20,000, that's $35,000 total. They can then gift you that $35,000 out of their owned equity in the property towards your down payment and closing costs, right? Same thing, you need a couple extra docs. They got to sign a gift letter. You have to show that it's a family member, that it was their primary residence for a certain amount of time, some other stuff. But that is another way to procure gift funds for your down payment and your closing costs, right? So if you're thinking about getting to the market and you're a little tight on cash to close, but you have some family around that wants to help you out one way or another, this is a way to maybe get into home ownership before you had an opportunity to save enough money to have the money all stashed away, squirreled away yourself, right? So gifts are a thing. You can use them towards your down payment and your closing costs, not reserves, should you need reserves. That's a thing for a different day here. Cave's going to make a cameo. Hey, Caves, there's going to be a couple thousand people that see this. Do you have anything to say on gift funds? On gift funds? Like when you go to buy a house and you spend all your money on makeup, you're going to come and say, hey, Dad, I don't have enough for the down payment, but I love this house. Will you give me a gift? And I, of course, will say, absolutely, because we already have that saved away for you. So, comes to buying a house, just because you don't have the money in hand doesn't mean you're completely out of the game, right? Don't just focus on the down payment, focus on the total number of down payment plus closing costs. And then if you have some friendly family out there that would like to help you with this, as long as it is given to you as a gift, not as a loan, then you can receive gift funds in order to purchase a home.
Hussbus, bus stop.